Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the December 21st, 2017 Delaware Public Service Commission meeting. Those of you who are out there in the internet land, we've had an upgrade on our communications, and perhaps you're getting a little bit clearer picture of the proceeding. I hope you are. Maybe it's not necessarily the most pleasant. Well, anyway. It seems that, to me, Bob, whoever's done it, did a great job. It looks really sharp. And Bob's pointing at Matt pointing at Bob. So, with our thanks, it looks really terrific. Happy holidays to everyone out there. And I guess we should get started. There's one important announcement. If you can see it on TV, I don't know if you can see it on the internet, but everybody in the audience, there's a box right here. Inside that box is the #1 galactic cookie. It's made by Kitty Nickerson, Donna's aunt by marriage, and they are absolutely delicious. And so right after the meeting, if you're all gonna stay, if you like to, say happy holidays to each other, have some cookies and something perhaps to drink, there's some water around. We appreciate that. We have the reading of the meeting minutes of November 30th. Are there any changes or corrections to those minutes? And if not, then can we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes from November 30th and December 7th.
I second it.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. December 7th, 2017 minutes.
I move that the commission adopt the minutes from December 7th.
Second the motion?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. There are 6 items on the consent agenda. Is there a commissioner who would like to have any of those items taken off, or any comments about them? Or could we have a motion if you want to approve the consent agenda?
Move that we approve the consent agenda as presented?
I second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstention? The motion carries. Regular agenda. #1 is in the matter of the application of Artesian Water Company Incorporated with approval of their semi-annual adjustment to the distribution system improvement charge. And there's a staff memorandum and a proposed order 9154. Mr. Stevens.
Thank you, commissioners. Happy holidays. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you have today is proposed form of order closing 2 dockets, 151589 and 16-0676. These were the decent rate adjustments that we placed in service during 2016. Staff's had the opportunity to review our records, determine that our calculations and numbers were correct and the rates were implemented correctly. There were no issues or discrepancies. One thing of note, Artesian was undercollected by $32,000, which would get trued up in our next rate application. And other than that, we're just seeking commission approval to get the dockets closed.
Thank you very much. Mr. Willard.
Again, these go back November of 2015 and May 2016, the 2 different cases. They had asked for 2.30% back in May 2016. In any event, they were approved by the commission previously in prior orders, and now the audits have been completed. And I think, as Mr. Stefan said, there had been an under collection total of $32,800 and some, which will be reconciled in the next rate case. And the staff agrees that these dockets should now be closed. Artesian has already agreed with the form of order before you, order number 9154, and the staff would recommend that you approve that order.
Well, thank you, Mr. Willard. Mr. Slater?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have nothing further to add.
Commissioners, any questions?
Move we adopt order number 9154? Second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed or any abstentions? The motion carries. Mr. Stefan, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Willard, thank you. Gosh, we're getting closer to those cookies, Mr. Howard. I guess the only thing standing between us and the cookies is our fine guest from Suez, but I guess we better get through. There's nothing on the hearing schedule. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to make any public comment? There is no one from the public that wants to make a comment, so we will have the director's comments.
Chairman Winslow, Commissioners, happy holidays.
Thank you.
We're lucky to have Mr. Holland back and Mr. Hubbard and, there's that Larry Finicum here to give us a state of the company presentation from Suez Water, and I would certainly welcome them to come forward. Pass around your hard copies, guys.
Good afternoon, Commissioners,
Good afternoon.
PSC staff, public advocate and staff, and all other interested parties. Being today is the shortest day of the year, I hope that I'm able to deliver a very short and concise state of the company so that we can get into that box of cookies very shortly.
You're a very wise man.
Again, by way of introduction, for those that you do not know, I'm Larry Finicum, Director of Operations for Suez Water Delaware. We're very grateful for the opportunity to come here today and update you on the various investments, issues, and initiatives, and provide you what we believe is the most meaningful overview of our activities and the drivers behind them. As well as I'd like to recognize John Hollenbach, who is probably a familiar face to some of you. John's our Vice President and General Manager of our Mid-Atlantic Division. He's based in Harrisburg. However, he has direct oversight of our Delaware operation, Pennsylvania operation, and our South Jersey operation for Suez Water. All right. So the last time we were before you with the state of a company, we spent a significant amount of time talking about our new name, Suez. But as you know, it's actually a very old name indeed. Our roots date back to the creation of the Suez Canal, and history has recorded countless innovations by Suez in the form of private-public partnerships, as well as innovation in the arena of environmental services and the protection of public health. Suez is a global leader and applies that expertise to solve local problems. And we bear the benefits of a $142 million R&D global budget. We offer solutions, technology, and services to municipalities and industries in the entire water cycle and a circular economy in 70 countries across the globe. Closer to home, we operate in all 50 states in North America as well as Canada. Suez North America provides drinking water and wastewater services as well as solid waste collection to 7.3 million people on a daily basis. We do this by employing over 3,300 dedicated employees. We own and operate 15 water and wastewater utilities, as well as we operate 74 municipal and industrial systems through innovative public-private partnerships, as well as we maintain and rehabilitate over 6,000 asset contracts across the country. So bringing it home here to Delaware, we're committed to best serving a population of 100,000 people in Newcastle County, Delaware, with clean, safe, and reliable, affordable drinking water. Every day, we serve customers through a distribution network that, if stacked end to end, would reach from here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And our treatment plant, along with our above and below ground assets, are designed to serve our customers uninterrupted 365 days. And we are proud to meet or exceed all federal, state, and local water quality standards. So today we're going to put some detail around some overarching principles that drive decisions, investments, initiatives, and innovations at the company. And we'll provide details in each. We'll start with customer centricity. And this is a group of decision making that's really focused on the customer. Next, we'll talk about initiatives and investments in what can best be described as smart utility, and really harnessing the power of innovation and ingenuity to solve problems in our industry. We'll also touch about infrastructure investment, which is the backbone of our superior drinking water system. And last but not least, we'll talk a little bit about how everything we do is around environmental sustainability, respecting the environment and making decisions that ensure environmental sustainability and that the environment is taken care of. So topping the list of customer centricity initiatives is the rollout of a world-class website, providing numerous new functionalities to our customers and the ease at their fingertips. I'll detail those in a couple minutes. We've also made it easier for our customers to pay their bills. We've waived convenience fees and added literally hundreds of new payment sites so customers can pay close to their home if they so choose to do in person. And across the country, including Delaware, the company is engaging their customers on a face-to-face basis, having dialogues with a variety of industry customers, whether it be healthcare to education. We're sitting down, we're listening to our customers, understanding what their needs and their desires are, and we're using that to help form some of the decisions we're making around providing superior customer service. And we're also engaging customers on a social media platform like never before. The power of this platform cannot be understated in this time. It's pretty much been the customer expectation here and will be going forward. So taking a deeper dive into the new website, we'll look to see that the website has been redesigned and has become much, much easier to navigate. There's much more clarity on the customer's bills and brings clarity to the information. The website is able to talk or interact better with our customer information system to help streamline the data processing and what information gets displayed on the website. And there's also an opportunity for our customers to learn about how they're using their water, and again, being able to take surveys on how they're using water within their home. Here you'll see on the screen the old look and the new look and feel of the website. Through data research, we got information on why our customers come to our website. What do they want to do? And we designed the website so that this was front and center. As well, this drove the ease of use of the website, as well as it put that information right at the customer's fingertips. In addition, the new website is responsive, meaning that the website actually formats to whatever device you're using, whether that be a computer, an iPad, or a smartphone. So in other words, we fit our website to our customer, not the other way around. And as recently as December 6th, we were able to get a very positive comment from a customer about the ease and use of the website, and we are very proud that we were able to serve this customer in the middle of a hectic move from Connecticut. So we talked briefly a little bit about social media and part of the increasing customer centricity to best fit their needs and what their expectations. And the one case point that we'll talk about is last May we had a significant service interruption where we had a main break that drained a 2,000-gallon elevated storage tank that enabled us to do a boil water. And this was a very challenging event from an operational standpoint for Suez, but it also gave us an opportunity to reach out to our customers like we've never done before. So in addition to website posting, as well as doing a reverse 911 to the affected customer, we were able to harness the power of social media in this event to help drive the communication. So we use the platforms of Facebook and Twitter, which most of you are probably aware of. And this enabled us to be able to put new information in real time and converse with our customers on a real-time basis. We were able to answer their questions that were posted, as well as stream down to the list of communities that were affected. And as the event unfolded, we were able to continue the dialogue. Those posts were shared with not only regulators, but elected officials, school officials, and even with the Philadelphia media. All in all, at the end of the event, 56,000 people were reached via this information on a boil water that affected 2,500 customers. This collective result is a testament to the power of social media and our commitment to use them in the future. So moving on to what we deem a smart utility, or again, harnessing the power of innovation and technology. We're using these tools to better serve our customers and deliver service. We've given every field employee a tablet, and on that tablet is real-time information via GIS to help track the distribution system, where our underground assets are at, and really help us with response times when we have service interruptions or issues within our distribution system. This technology has also been able to yield customer value in ways like water quality analysis and help us to pinpoint water quality issues within the various systems that we operate. As well as meter reading is being done at record numbers like we've never seen before. And a growing number of strategic meters are putting data up into a cloud-based database that we're able to analyze the data going forward. Accessing this data sets can inform a host of actions and activities to better serve our customers. Moving on, we've recently purchased a hydro excavator truck that has helped us with our excavations in regards to servicing our distribution system. The hydro excavator acts just like it intends, or just like it states, is where it's soft cutting using the power of water jet to replace the backhoe and the bucket of a backhoe. So what this does is this enables us to have smaller disturbance areas when excavating our underground assets, which helps to lessen the restoration costs when after the repairs are done. As well, with a majority of our mains in the right-of-way and some even in customer yards, this also drives good customer satisfaction and good customer service in regards to the restoration.
You always seem to do a great job with your communications. I really enjoyed the article about that truck in your magazine.
Yeah, thank you. Also, moving on with the smart utility. So, rethinking the traveling screen process. So, SUA has invested approximately $370,000 to smarter use water, right? Us being a water utility, the value of water is always at the top of our mind. And we actually invested in this new way of cleaning our screens at our intakes, where we used, in the past, potable water to clean those screens. And now we're using raw water from the creek to clean those screens, and we're saving 180 million gallons of potable water each year. This helps to reduce, obviously, the environmental impacts, as well as the water savings and energy savings of using treated water to clean these screens. The same is true inside our plant, our filter beds. Each one of our 12 filters has the capacity to treat 2.5 million gallons of water every day. Treating that much water, obviously those filters need to be cleaned through a backwash process. SUA has invested $1.3 million to put an air scour system on all 12 filters at our Stanton Water Treatment Plant. An air scour is basically a process of using air bubbles to help clean the filters, and these scrubbing bubbles have helped to look for a 40% reduction in the water needed to clean our filter beds, and it's saving 36 million gallons of potable water each year. Moving on, talking a little bit about energy. Suez not only reduced its greenhouse gases, saving an equivalent of taking 90 cars off the roads, by installing a highly efficient 700 horsepower high service pump, which you see pictured there. It has the capacity to move 9 million gallons of water per day at our Stanton Water Treatment Plant. And again, in addition to the greenhouse gas emissions saved, its choice of equipment has also saved us over $100,000 a year in energy costs, which reduce the upwards pressure on rates. Suez also received a DENREC recognition as part of the Green Energy Program, including a $50,000 to help offset the purchase price of this pump. So even with the most effective purchasing methods, electricity price tag to operate the Stanton Water Treatment Plant is one of our top 3 expenses. Suez is investing on an order of $1 million to replace critical treatment plant power control systems that are either aging out, inefficient, or propose reliability risks. This new electrical equipment includes smart technology, which better provides data on operational efficiencies and also proactive maintenance, as well as the 2 new motor control centers provide a secondary feed or secondary main power source to the equipment, affording protection in the event of a failure of the line. So we're building redundancy and reliability in the plant as we replace our electrical systems. So these are major components of Suez's continued commitment to capital spending in Delaware. Compared to just a few years ago, we've doubled our capital spending budget here in the Delaware project. As we mentioned earlier, a good portion of this has gone to attack aging infrastructure challenges that face not only us, but water purveyors across the country. We would like to thank the Commission for enabling more capital to be spent on infrastructure through the implementation of the DISC program. Major projects are undertaken to improve service by replacing the aging water pipe in our distribution system, from communities in Wilmington like Ashbourne Hills to communities in Newark like Brookside. In fact, the Ashbourne Hills project is the first in a multi-year plan to tackle our single largest community we serve, having some of the oldest water mains in our system. Nearly 900 customers rely on this 7 miles of aging pipe that we're looking to rehab in the next few years. So moving on to environmental stewardship. We've talked a lot about some of the things around customer centricity, smart utility, and investment, but one of the last things is really our commitment to environmental sustainability. Similar to other water purveyors in the area, we're located at the bottom of a watershed, and we rely upon those source waters coming in from Pennsylvania. There's an old expression, what happens upstream doesn't always stay upstream, and it can be cheaper and easier to take it out of the source water than to take it out of the treatment plant once it gets inside. In recent years, to ensure compliance with water quality regulations, Suez has invested in projects upstream that accomplish reduction in pollutants entering our source waters. Our investments have only needed to be rather modest, as stated on the slide, because we leverage other funding streams from other funding partners. The result has been U.S. EPA's stamp of approval of our methodology and our reduction of a specific pollutant called cryptosporidium, which is a microscopic parasite generally generated by farm animals. Broadening other types of steps Suez is taking in Delaware to collaborate our commitment to environmental stewardship is a special event called Creek Fest. We annually sponsor this event and host a tent at this event that's held at the White Clay Creek held with White Clay Creek Wild and Scenic Program. For almost a decade now, we've not only sponsored but also presented on site at this theme. And it's a great way for us to connect with the customers and the communities on how what they do on the land impacts the source water. On the same theme, as we look to connect some dots, we've helped funded efforts to reduce pet waste runoff, working with the Delaware Partnership for the Delaware Estuary. We've produced 2,000 of what we call bags on boards, providing dog bag dispensers that clip to your pet's leash to effectively clean up after the dogs. We worked with the local veterinarians to put these in their offices free giveaways, as well as we sponsor the annual Teach the Teacher Summer Series with the emphasis, if we can get the teachers excited about environmental science, then they can get their students excited. And as most of you know, we continue to put the bill inserts to promote conservation. Also on the environmental education front, SUEZ partners with the Delaware Nature Society by funding important messaging at the DuPont Environmental Center at the Wilmington waterfront. These permanent signs are installed along a walkway path at the DEEC, and they educate over 60,000 visitors on an annual basis on subjects ranging from watershed conservation to the importance of wetlands. And by no way, SUEZ is a stranger to the DuPont Education Center, as we are a provider of their water. So looking ahead, and we turn to the future, we want to provide you a brief overview of significant investments to enhance reliability at our Stanton Water Treatment Facility, as well as touch on a few challenges and opportunities we foresee in the future. One of the single largest investments in reliability, ensuring the highest water quality, is the creation of 4 million gallons of on-site finished water storage at the Stanton Water Treatment Facility. The project involves constructing two 2-million-gallon clear wells and sufficient pumping capacity to move the water from our distribution system. This multi-year project will ensure sufficient reserves on hand to meet demands during any maintenance or emergency issues that might necessitate taking the plant offline. It also enables more essential disinfection process to occur before drinking water is pumped into our distribution system. Outside of aging infrastructure, reduced consumption is a clear and present challenge facing SUEZ as well as other water providers. According to the Water Research Foundation study, significant drops in residential usage are occurring, primarily due to high-efficiency devices. In the home, high-efficiency clothes washers and toilets are the largest drivers according to the WRF. SUEZ fully supports and encourages the conservation in our precious natural resource, at the same time knowing that we must work diligently and responsible to ensure the financial resources are available to provide the highest level of service. As you know, SUEZ operations in Delaware also is strongly influenced by the health of our industrial sector. We all know that manufacturing base in the U.S. has been shrinking for a long time. The former Everest Steel Site plant in Claymont is actively being ready for use, which is a great opportunity. Another former customer of ours, Chemours pigment plant site in Edgemoor, provides an exciting opportunity as well. And Chemours also recently broke ground on a significant and exciting project at the University of Delaware Stars campus, which was home to the old Chrysler automobile assembly plant. Again, one of our customers. So lastly, in final analysis, when it comes to delivering value to our customers, how much they pay for their water service is an unescapable barometer. We are proud to deliver drinking water meeting or exceeding all water quality standards at a cost to consumers below surrounding providers. And while not under the purview of this commission, SUEZ would like to also note that we are below Pennsylvania American as well as Aqua Pennsylvania. So it's our hope that you found today's presentation informative and that it's provided a value for the range of professionals involved in the financial management of the company. We hope that it's been interesting for you to hear and bring to life some of the issues and initiatives going on at SUEZ. I want to thank you for your time and attention and be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan, that was great.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. This is very interesting information. I have a couple of specific questions and then a couple of generals. Shouldn't take too long. I'm looking on the slide where you talk about doing the 5,000 meter reads per hour by single staff person or the strategic meters daily uploads to the cloud. I'm just curious, out of those meter readings you're doing, the 5,000, what are you finding the accuracy to be?
The accuracy is above 98%.
Great. And with regard to the cloud, is this SUEZ's own cloud behind your firewall, or is it contracted out by third party?
The cloud is contracted out, and obviously all cybersecurity and security measures are in place for that, and it's something that we have access to on a real-time basis.
Okay, great. Any impact to Suez infrastructure resulting from the earthquake last month?
No,
Okay,
there was no
good.
impact.
And one thing I didn't notice out of the full presentation, but I hear from water companies that they have typically a large percent of potable water per year lost from leakage. What do you see as a result of tracking that parameter from these investments and activities?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. As we stated on the one slide, our increased investment in main renewals has increased. I'm proud to say our non-revenue water number is at or below 15% on a rolling 12-month period.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Chair. No further questions.
You mentioned that you're providing water at a rate that's significantly less than your competitors, and would you attribute that primarily to economies of scale being part of an international company?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Larry and John, thank you very much for your presentation. I did have one question and one observation.
Sure.
When did your new website go live?
It went on online November the 4th
Okay,
of this
so
year.
it's a relatively recent.
It's relatively recent, yes.
I've had opportunities to work on your old website, and thank you for.
Absolutely, yes.
And I would just highlight there, this was revision 2, there's a revision 3 then coming again for just some more enhancements of some customer initiatives on that, so that'll be this coming year as well. So we're looking at enhancing our outage map, different things on there, so when there's issues, we're able to notify the customers better, some different payment options for them as well. So we're continuing to improve that, so we're
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And my one observation would be, I realize that redundancy in electric service and everything is important, in particular for water supplies. I would encourage you not to have one transfer switch, as Atlanta, Georgia has demonstrated.
Well, I'm proud to say we have multiple transfer switches at both the plant and our distribution system. But no, that's a great analogy, right? The one single point of failure.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah,
John,
thank you.
thank you. Tom, thank you as well. Somebody's got to keep the slides running, right?
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I want to wish everyone a happy holiday and a joyous and prosperous new year. All right, thank you.
Stay for some cookies.
Okay, I have just a couple things I wanted to share with you. I was recently asked to put together the 2017 accomplishments of the Public Service Commission. So I pulled out my blank piece of paper and started working on it. And I wanted to share at least that I came up with at least 4 major and a few minor things that we've been able to accomplish in 2017. Certainly $29 million out of the Exelon merger as additional benefits was certainly a highlight for Delaware citizens and for a lot of the programs that we think would provide a lot of benefit. We had 4 major rate cases. If you look at what the utilities asked for, which is highly suspect, but if you looked at that, you could assume that we saved the ratepayers $51.8 million this year. So, maybe the governor will want to use that in his State of the State address. I don't know, but I thought I'd share it anyhow. We've continued to work on federal energy issues, the Artificial Island project, and then our gas folks have been dealing with the Eastern Shore Natural Gas Pipeline and the rate case that's going on at FERC there. So we've been working very diligently on that. We've revised Regulation 49. Probably we'll get to revise Regulation 49 one more time, but we did finally get to that. We're working on revising the cost cap regulations, and hopefully we'll be bringing that to conclusion. And then rumor has it that Mr. Smith is working on minimum filing requirements and the regulations associated with that. So we've been working on some of our regulations to try and update it. We're also looking at misutility and enforcement practices within the state of Delaware. For those of you not aware, the state of Delaware has basically been told they're not in compliance because we have very limited enforcement, if any at all, on dig-ins and those types of things with the utility underground environment. So we're looking at some legislation to try and enhance that process. And lastly, I guess I would comment, Chairman Winslow had an opportunity, as well as myself and Commissioner Gray, to address the Pepco Holdings Incorporated Board this past spring. And we secured their support on the artificial island project and issues related to cost allocation there. And I guess I should thank Chairman Winslow and Commissioner Gray for their efforts on our behalf to try and make sure we can get a better cost allocation outcome from that project. And I'm assuming, given the agreement with the settlement, that Chairman Winslow will once again this year be meeting with the Pepco Holdings Board as well. So just a few of the things that have gone on here at the Public Service Commission on 2017. Lastly, not least, we've tried to do our best to confuse you next year. Our commission meeting schedules for 2018 has 7 meetings on Thursday and 17 meetings on Tuesday. So just don't get in the habit of hitting a Tuesday or a Thursday. Just make sure you check the calendar, because those meetings flop back and forth depending on where the commissioners are and their availability and how many meetings everybody's got to go to. So I apologize in advance. We like to try and hold the Tuesdays, but we just had to push 7 of those meetings next year onto Thursdays. And given that, our January 4th meeting is going to be on a Thursday, starting at 1 o'clock. I wish everybody a happy holiday, except for the commissioners. They can find it on their own, but wish everybody else a happy holiday.
Thank you, Mr. Howard, appreciate it, and many thanks to staff for all the fine work they've done over the year. It's reflected in the report that Mr. Howard just made. We're adjourned for cookies.
And signature.